what is eager loading, what is lazy loading, what is preloading, right?
Yes, sir. Also, can load, can activate, difference between that.
Huh. Can load and can activate. Huh. Today we will start with web optimization and build. What is web optimization? How to build our Angular application, how to deploy in server, those things we will be discussing. Fine. So to do that, let me open our original project. If you look at here, this is our original project, Naresh 23 November Angular. What do you think? What is the size of our Angular project?
Will be somewhere around GB.
Around a GB.
Around 1 GB, huh? One empty Angular project will be somewhere around 5 to 600 MB. As we have added a lot of components, pipes, directives, it will be somewhere around 1 GB. So it is somewhere around 1 GB. So when we have, yeah, it is 800 MB. It may vary from person to person, user to user, how many components you have used, how many components I have used, how many assets file I have used, how many JSON file I have used. So all those things will come into picture. Fine. So my project size is 800 MB. Now, what do you think? This folder will be deployed in server or how it is?
No, we will not deploy because we have node modules and all those things here. So
Yeah.
we'll
So we
make
will
fine.
not deploy this folder as it is because we have a lot of things which is not required to be deployed, and the size is also too much, right? Fine. Is that clear? Yeah. Then what we should do, please understand. Okay. Angular application consists mainly of components and their HTML. Because the components and templates provided by Angular cannot be understood by the browser directly, browser cannot understand Angular HTML. Angular using star ng4. Angular is using ng-if. All these things will not be understood by browser directly. If browser will not be able to understand Angular code directly, then there is a compilation process involved. Angular application requires a compilation process before they can run in a browser. So somehow Angular code is compiled, and the result of that compilation, will be browser understandable code. That code can be understood by browser, isn't it? Yes. Yeah. Angular offers two ways to compile our application. There are two ways to compile our application. One is JIT compilation, another one is AOT compilation. JIT compilation and AOT compilation. What is JIT and what is AOT compilation? Let's understand. JIT stands for just in time. JIT stands for just in time. In JIT compilation, what happens? It downloads the compiler and compiles our application in the browser at runtime. When you hit www.flipkart.com, that time our application gets compiled. JIT compilation loads the application slower than AOT since it needs to compile the application while running the application for the first time. And this was the default compilation process until Angular 8. After Angular 8, JIT is not the default one. AOT is the default compilation mode now. Then ahead of time compilation. What is ahead of time compilation? What is AOT compilation? In case of AOT compilation, it compiles our application at build time. When we build our application, when we build our application means when we run ng build, when we run ng build, that time the application is compiled. It loads the page faster than JIT. This is the default mode starting from Angular 9. Before Angular 9, the default one was JIT. Now the default one is AOT. Nobody will be going with JIT. Fine. So before Angular 8, what we used to do, we used to run all these commands. Before Angular 9, we used to run all these commands. We used to run ng serve. Whenever we used to run ng serve, even today we are doing, but this one is before Angular 9. Before Angular 9, when we used to say ng serve, it used to do J8 compilation. When we used to say ng build, it used to do JIT compilation. But now after Angular 9, when we say ng build, it is AOT compilation. If you want to build your application in AOT mode, we used to explicitly mention here. If we have to build our application in production mode, we have to explicitly mention here. And all these things were there before Angular 9. Now the default build mode is AOT. And if you run this command also, it will say this is deprecated. We can't run this command anymore. If I try to run that ng build prod, it will say your default setting is prod. Huh. It is saying it is unknown. Okay. And if I say ng build AOT, it will say no need to mention AOT. We know we will compile your application in AOT mode. So these all things are changed after Angular 9, but before Angular 9, there were three, four things. We used to compile our application in JIT mode. We used to compile our application in AOT mode by passing a flag. We used to compile the application in production mode by passing a flag. That is what we used to do. This is how we used to do. Okay.
So now prod build, how we do?
We just do ng build. That's all.
Okay, so that is equivalent to prod build or in non-prod, all are
Y-
same.
Yes. Yes.
Earlier we used to do so that it creates a better compilation technique like with AOT.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And you also
Now,
mentioned like one more thing. Just it in JIT it used to downloads the compiler and compiles the app in the browser at runtime. So what compiler it will download?
I mean, it downloads something in the browser. Okay. That will convert our ng if to browser understandable code, ng for
Okay,
to browser understandable code, right?
okay.
And that
Is
will
that
happen
polyfill
only.
or
Yeah. Yeah. The
okay?
polyfill kind of thing.
Kind of
They
thing.
call it as Angular compiler.
Hmm.
It's not a software we have to install in our machine. It's just a file that will be downloaded from the internet. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
But all these JIT, OT concepts are gone now with latest Angular. We are directly using ng build, and ng build takes care of everything. This is production build. Okay. Now, what all commands we have in Angular and what are the frequently used commands? ng help, ng help. If you type, you will get a list of commands we have. ng help, ng add. Using ng add, we can add external library to our project. Then ng build. Using this command, we can build our project. And the explanation is also there. It compiles an Angular application or library into an output directory called dist at the given output path. ng deploy, we can deploy the project. ng e to e, It we test, it will run. Ng generate, it will generate component pipe. Ng lint, it will run the linter. Linter means it runs the linting tools on Angular application code in a given project. Ng new to create a project. Ng serve. What is ng serve doing? Can you read this statement, someone?
Builds your applications and rebuilding on file changes.
On
That
file
is
change. Huh.
what module replacement kind of things it's doing.
Yeah, it's building our application, and whenever we change the file, it again builds. Ng test, it runs unit test for a project. Ng update, it updates your workspace. Ng version, it shows the Angular CLI version. So these are the commands we have related to Angular CLI. So very frequently we are using ng serve, ng new, ng
Update is doing what?
generate.
Update is doing what? Update workspace means?
We can see here. If you want to update any dependency version from Angular 14 to 15 or 13 to 14.
Okay.
So we have all these commands.
Yeah.
Now I will explain 2-3 commands today extra. One is ng-lint. What is ng-lint? ng-lint runs linting tools on Angular application code in a given project folder. So we have a project. When we have a project, it looks like our project is working fine. But this project has a lot of linting problems. Linting problem means, see, in JavaScript, semicolon is not mandatory. Semicolon is not mandatory, but it is recommended. So if you don't add a semicolon, linter will show you one warning message saying you missed a semicolon. Please add semicolon. In one line, if you write more than 150 characters of code, linter will say you, hey, you have added more than 150 characters in one line, which is not recommended. Please break your statement into 2 statements. So all these are called linting problems. Though they are not showstoppers, though they are not syntactically wrong, so they have some problem. We can fix them, rectify them. To do that, there is a command called ng-lint. ng-lint. And in most of the projects, they will not allow you to push your code if your component or the directive that you added is linting error free. If your component that you add has some linting error, your manager will not allow you to push the code. And there will be a check in the CI/CD pipeline also. Whenever you push a code, if your code has linting problem, during the CI/CD check, it will fail. The validation will fail. When we run ng-lint, it says, would you like to add yes lint? Yes, I want to add. Okay. Would you like to proceed? Yes, I want to proceed. Is it better or that was better? I reduced the font size.
Yeah, it's okay.
No issues, sir.
Yeah, it's okay.
Did you get it? What is ng-lint doing? How many of you are using this tool in your project?
Not using, but yes, understanding that recommendations should be checked, extra check should be done carefully. Does it improve performance?
No, no
No.
performance, but it improves coding standard.
Yes.
Yeah, in my last project, the linting check was there. What used to happen if you write if else, right? Let's say not supported. Okay,
If else,
I'll show you. Give me a second. So if you write a if in between if and bracket, there should be a space. That was a check. So
oh
if
my
you don't,
god.
yeah, if you don't follow this, the linting will fail. So if you write else, there should be a space between else and this. So these all rules were added in that
So we define the
lint.
rule or
Okay.
someone from the lint
There
library
will
will.
be predefined rules. We can customize also.
Okay.
Lint. Okay. I'll delete this. Lint. Yeah. We should do like this. Ng add at angular ESLint schematics at 14. Let me check which version of Angular I am using. If I am using Angular version 14, I'll in Angular version 14. So I'll run this command ng add at angular slash ESLint schematics at 14. So let's do this. Yes.
Sir, with npm install, do the same thing.
Now npm install will check your dependency. If it is added once, right? Next time it will install. But this is very first time we are doing, right? So we have to do ng
Yes.
add. Hmm? So when
Okay.
you do ng add, then there will be one entry called ESLint. You see, these entries were not there, right? They just added. Now going forward, you don't have to do ng add. npm install is enough. Huh?
Okay.
If the entry is already there in your package.json, just you want to create physical files in node modules, npm install is enough. The package is installed successfully. Once the package is installed successfully, we can say ng lint. The linter will run here and will show you how many issues you have, linting issues you have in this project. You can see it is linting your project.
But sir, for installing materials and other things, even if that's not added in the dependencies, we do now npm I something that gets added in the package.json also and gets installed also, right?
When we do npm install something, it will add in package file also. It will add in node modules also.
Yeah. So, I mean, any difference of doing that way or ng add way? We do not.
Uh,
We do not like when we don't did not have something. We do npm install. Even if we go to the node npm websites, we can find that npm install.
no, all these things you will not find inside npm. Is it there in npm repository? You need to see. This is not
Oh,
npm repository, right? It's not there in
okay.
npm repository. It's there in Angular repository.
In that case, we need to externally do ng add
Yeah,
and bring. If it is having in the npm, then npm install
yeah.
works fine.
Bootstrap is there in npm. Sweet alert is there in npm.
Now we
RxJS is
understand.
there in npm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So for
Yeah.
that thing, npm install was fine. As it is not there,
Yes.
so we need to do extra add. Yeah, now it sounds
Yes.
good.
We have 61 problems in our project. It will not be 61 from the day one if we run this command. As we didn't run this command for last 2 months or 1 month, we have 61 problems. And what are the problems? It is saying these are the problems. In about us component.ts, lifecycle method should not be empty. In about us component, in about us component, you have one unused lifecycle hook, which is ng on in it. Delete it. That's what the linter is saying. Whenever you need, use it. Carriers component. So this is one linting problem. You should not have a life cycle if you are not using. Now if I
So
go
it's
and
showing
run,
ng unit, but it's not showing the constructor. So
a constructor is
এবার
not a
তো
life
কোড
cycle.
অত বুঝে লাভ হবে না,
okay.
Constructor is not a life
রিয়াক্ট করতে
cycle.
হবে তোকে, কিন্তু সাইড করতে
It's
গেলে হবে।
a TypeScript related code.
বন্ধ কর।
So, so we have around 61 problems. Now, if again I run, it should go down to 59 because I fixed few of them. So it should go down to 59. If we run it every day, the count will never increase 5. You see, now there are 59 problems. Okay. This is called ng-lint. Using ng-lint, we can find out the linting problems available in our project. We should fix them. Is it clear what is ng-lint?
ইয়েস স্যার।
Yeah. Next, ng-lint. We just added ng add. Then let's understand ng build. What is ng build and what is ng serve? Let's understand the difference between ng serve and ng build. What is ng serve and ng build? When we say ng serve, what it is doing, it builds and serves the application, and it is rebuilding the application on file change. And what are the problems with ng serve? Not problems, what are the limitations? It won't create a dist folder. Whenever you do ng serve in a project, whenever we do ng serve in a project, it won't create a dist folder. Generated files will be stored in the internal memory. Internal memory means in RAM. So when we say ng serve, our application runs as long as the server is running. If you kill the server, application doesn't run, right?
Does it mean the
Because
final code will be in memory?
yes. So when we say ng serve, what it does, Angular combines all our components pipes into 3 or 4 files, right? Isn't it? What are those files? Those files are main.js and so on. Those files, where they are stored, where these files are stored
In RAM?
in RAM, and how long they will be active, as long as this
Okay.
server is running, right?
Right.
If I kill this server, those files are gone and our application will not run. Yeah. But when we talk about ng build, it creates a dist folder. The generated files will be stored in the dist folder. When the generated files are stored in dist folder, what is the benefit? That can be moved, that can be given to our client, that can be deployed in a server. Even ng build, earlier it was not performing web optimization. With latest Angular, it is performing web optimization. Optimization means minifying the scripts. Earlier, it used to take more space. If you do ng build hyphen hyphen prod, then only it used to do web optimization. Now by default, it is ng build prod. Yeah, when we say ng build, what happens? When we say ng build in our project folder, another folder will be created. That folder name is dist. In this dist, another folder will be created. Just wait for a minute. Inside this folder, another folder will be created. That folder can be deployed in a server, or that folder can be shared with our clients. It's building. Yeah. The folder that is generated here will be very less size, and it will have only limited files. It has assets, then it has index.html, it has main.js, it has, these are the chunk files for loading modules. Total 7 to 8 files. And if you check the size of this project, this project is only
less than MB.
1 MB,
KB.
less than 1 MB. Huh? It's in KB. That was 900 MB. This is 900 KB. How much did we reduce?
So does it compromise the image pixel or something?
I don't think it will compromise the image. It will copy as it is.
Because image
It
are more
will.
than maybe image are more than MB or something
Did we have images? That also
in asset.
matters.
Only
We
one
have
image.
only one. Maybe because of that. And let's see what is the size. 239 KB. Here
239.
it is 239 KB. How about in the main source assets images? 239. You see, it is
Okay.
copying as it is. And if we remove this, if we remove that image, only code is only 700 KB, right?
Seven.
So this is very lightweight. And when we share this folder with our client or we deploy it in a server, let's say this is the folder we got after build. And this folder, if we share with people, they will see the same UI. There will be no difference at all. Yeah, I can do that. Let me deploy this code in a server. Sorb hyphen L 7000. Uh,
So this is the JSON server that you have installed.
this is server, Sorb server,
Sir,
local.
what can I search on internet to learn this, the creating the server?
I have the command written here. No need to worry. You just follow these two commands.
Serve server.
So
You
this
just
is like that Nginx and Tomcat, this
yeah,
server.
it is similar like Nginx and Tomcat. It's very lightweight. You just run this command and you serve your project. You can see this UI is from 900 MB wala folder. Whatever you see here, whatever you see here, the same thing you will see when you run 900 KB wala folder. Okay. So this UI is from 900 kb wala folder. This UI is from 900 MB wala folder. There is no difference at all. Only thing is, here we have raw code, source code. Here we don't have that. We have minified code.
So this is what will be deployed in production, right?
This will be deployed in production.
So one more question here. Should I have all these images on the dist file, or should I have it all the images in a separate server so that my dist file will be very minimum?
Whenever we
Like
actually
my thing is
first of
here.
all we should not have many assets. These images should be URL,
We should host
and
it
Okay,
in
these are
that
CDN.
should be in
URLs.
different
We should
servers.
This
host it in CDN, na?
these are URLs. Only one file is there in assets. Other than that one, everything else is coming from CDN only.
Yeah, that
And
I
if
understand. But the thing
hmm,
is, let's say Flipkart is having so many images for each and every page. So are they having the images on the dist folder, or they are keeping the images in a different server or something so that they can use a URL to read and to get the image from that URL?
they get it from URL. Most of the things they will get it from URL. Only few images they may get it from their assets. One example could be, if you go to online SBI, see, they are using these icons. How many icons are there in this page?
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven.
In tens, give me a
Yeah,
rough figure.
there are more
10
than
or 20 or
100.
30 or 40 or 50.
Less than 10.
And
Sorry?
10 to
10,
15.
No.
no, more than 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Around
12, 13.
25, 30.
On the right side, there are 2, 4, 6, 7.
Fif- 40 to 50 icons are there.
Yeah, yeah,
So
right,
what they are doing, they are creating one single image file, and using position they are picking this.
right.
SVG image. Is it?
No, sprite image.
Sprite image.
What image?
Sprite image sprite. I'll quickly show you that also. So what they are doing, they will have they will have one image something like this. This is their image. Do you see?
Mm-hmm.
This is one image, right? So when their
Yeah,
application is getting loaded, they don't load 50 images. They load only one image.
right.
And if they want SBI logo, they just use the location.
Oh,
If they want Facebook, they just use the location, x-axis and y-axis location. If they want, they use X and Y axis. If they want LinkedIn, they use X and Y axis, so that they download only one image. This is how they do. How do they do that? For that, they will use X and Y axis. They want SBI. Background image is this. Background position is so and so. Some width, some height. They will get that particular icon. You see?
yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really great.
So whatever icons, images you see in one application, don't consider each and every icon
Can
is being
you
downloaded
can you
separately.
can you show again how you did get it from the SPA website,
Yeah.
and how did you get this file?
Go here, inspect.
Uh-huh.
What I'm doing. Inspect. If you go here, you can see they are using a span with ID
Uh-huh.
personal icon. What is the
So that
CSS they have
personal
used?
icon will be referred from the JSON file.
No, personal
not
email
from JSON
created.
file, from that image file.
Okay.
Yeah. Now personal icon is one ID. Here, if you see the CSS, through
Uh-huh.
CSS they are bringing that icon. To bring that icon, what they are doing, they have mentioned some background position. They have mentioned some width, height, display, margin, and there will be background image also. Let me show you background image. You see,
Okay.
background image. This background image is only one. You see,
Right.
yeah.
This is awesome.
So only one image is getting downloaded when application loads. Every icon is not one image.
Right.
So any difference with this and SVG image also sometimes we use, right? The canvas and other things within that. Is that good or that is also good?
Can you come again?
Sometimes we use SVG image, right? That canvas and
Ha
x-axis
ha
or
ha
things.
ha ha ha.
Any differences with this sprite image and that image?
Sprite image we should use if in a page we have more than 30 40 icons and we
Yeah.
don't want to maintain 30 40 icons.
And SVG when should we use?
Not sure, not sure.
Yeah.
And how did you download to your local folder to see that JSON file?
Just clicked here.
That's the JSON file. Sorry, that's the PNG
Image file.
image.
Ha.
But you open one JSON file, right?
No, it was image file. It was image file.
Okay. So let's say if my users are uploading documents like CV, their license number, there are so many other documents. Where should I
Hmm.
have those? Should it be in a different server or? Um,
If it is limited to less than 10, we can have in the same server
if it
only.
is more than like thousands of documents?
Uh, okay. Then maybe we have to separate it out.
Okay, like a different storage location.
Yes. So I have used with one application where what we used to do, uh, we used to have one PDF file. Those whoever is trying to use our application for the first time, when they open our application, it is like walkthrough for them. There will be a downloadable link. When they
Mm.
click, that PDF will be downloaded. That is a user guide file. Only one or two files we had similar to that. So whoever is new to our application, if they want to use our application for the first time, they can download our user guide, they can go through it and they can start using our application. So user guide was one and there was one or two more. So we used to ship those 2 3 PDF files along with our code. That much is acceptable. If you have more files, it is not recommended to ship your assets along with the code.
Got it.
Yeah.
So in case of assets, like we need to bring the, so that will come as a part of URL only in a blob object or how it is. Like we get data from the JSON, right? If we need to bring some PDF, we will get JSON and we need to convert it to the PDF in the Angular.
What is the requirement?
Let's say some PDF we need to bring to the application. Okay, for some places. That as you mentioned, you need to download some user
Okay,
guide.
okay. Let's say in the server you have some image and you
PDF.
want to keep that image in your PDF file while downloading, right?
Yeah, or yeah, some PDFs are itself there in the server. 10, 15 PDFs are there. I need to bring those things in my downloadable options. Like in this page, I need to download it, get it downloaded. So shall I,
For
how shall I send
for
that?
for that we use Stream API, and there are third party npm apis also, to download pdf, to download excel, to download any file downloader. If you search in npm, you will get a lot of
Okay, okay, okay.
libraries.
Okay.
Okay, let's get back to our original discussion. So what we were discussing, we can use ngbuild to build a project. Once we run ngbuild, it generates a dist folder. That dist folder will have a project. The dist folder will have a project which will be in some KB, not even 1 MB, that we can deploy in our server. And if you want to run it in your local computer for a quick check, there is a server available. You can install using npm command, npm install -g serve. Go to the project folder, open command prompt, and run the below command, either only serve or serve-l some port number. Are we clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Now we will understand. Yeah, nobody will use GitHub to make their actual project live, but we don't have any other option. GitHub is free. We'll go with GitHub. What we will do today, we will deploy our application in GitHub so that my project will be live. And if any of my friend, they will ask me, what did you learn from Naresh? Then I can share that live URL with them. Or else while attending the interview, if the interviewer asks, have you done any project? Can you share your live project or live application URL? We can do that. But no one will deploy their enterprise application in GitHub. This is free. People will be doing in AWS and more powerful servers we have. But for our learning purpose, we will deploy our Angular application in GitHub. There are two approaches. One is simply by running command, then doing it manually, step by step. Either way we can do it. If we have to do it manually, then all these steps we have to follow. If we want to do it just by running commands, only 3 commands are enough to deploy our Angular application in GitHub. And within a minute, GitHub will give me one live URL. That live URL I can share with my friend. That live URL I can add in my resume.
কার জন্য লাগবে
Anyone
রে?
can open that URL.
কার জন্য?
What we will do for that? npm install -g angular cli gh pages, GitHub pages. This is another library we have to install. Install this library. So let's go to command prompt. In command prompt, let's install this. This is point one. We have to install Angular CLI GH pages library. Once it is installed,
দুজন
once it
রিয়াক্ট
is
হোস্ট করেছিল না
installed,
কি একটা হোস্ট করছে?
build build the application. And while building, make sure you build like this.
চকলেট খাবে?
ng build. When we do only ng build, yeah, even that is building our application. But what it will do when we do only ng build, let me show you. Let me do ng build first of all. ng build. When I say ng build, what it is doing, ng build base href, what it is doing, I'll show you. Don't worry. Let me build first of all. ng build. Go to dist. Go to dist. Dist is having index.html. In index.html, you can see base href is slash. Base href is nothing. You can see here. Now, we don't want base href this. We want our base href, the project name. The project name should be the base href. So what we will do now? We will say, we will say ng build base href equal to this one. Okay. Ng build base href is my project name or my project folder. Why project folder? Because inside dist folder, we have this name. So we will run this command ng build base href Naresh 23 November Angular. If I run this command again, after this command is executed, we will see a difference here in index.html.
So it will bring that thing in the href, the project name, in the line number 4.
Yes.
And now how it is running? As we are standing in the current folder, source folder, that's why it is running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, now you see in href, it added this project name. Now what we will do, the build is ready. The build is ready and the minified code is available inside dist folder. Inside dist, this folder is there. Now, what we will do, we will push these changes, we will push these changes to GitHub. To do that, to do that, we will run this command ngh dir dist. Inside dist, we have this folder. This folder I want to publish, I want to deploy in server. Which folder you want to deploy? Naresh 23 November Angular, which is present inside the dist. Publish this folder in a server. I want to deploy this folder in server. That's all. When we when we run this command, it is uploading your folder to GitHub. Huh. And it told successfully published via Angular CLI GH pages. Have a nice day. Your project is already deployed. You will have a live URL. Once you click that URL, you will see your project running. Anyone across the world can access your project now. So this is not enough. After these three steps, go to GitHub website, open your repository, click on settings tab, click on pages. You should see the live URL now. I'll go to my GitHub profile, GitHub. This is the repository. This is the project. This is the project. Naresh 23 November Angular. Go to settings. Left hand side, you will find pages. Click here. You can see your website is live. This is your website URL. When you click here, yeah, you see, this is my live URL. If I share with you, you people also should be able to access my website. Can you check?
So,
No, not showing.
Yes, I can access.
Yes, I can.
Okay. So this is my website is live now.
Hmm.
So if you have done something and you want to add in your resume or you want to share with your friends what you have done, you can quickly deploy in GitHub pages. These are the three
Amazing.
steps. No, it matters. If you have really done something, you want to showcase your work. Sometimes,
At least we can have our own pages at some live server.
yeah,
उन पेजेस बोलता
and this is free of cost. So there is no harm to make it live.
Even for demo purpose or for some POC or kinds of thing, we can
Yes,
make the website live through GitHub, and then if the management agree, they can set up the server from their own.
correct.
Because anyhow our data is not here with this in the GitHub. The
No
data is
data.
actually coming from the API or somewhere else.
Correct.
And if you have a login screen or something for the authorization and authentication, your data is also secure.
Yes. Even the code that we have is safe because it is minified code.
Right.
We don't even publish our source code.
yes.
I got to know from one of my so one guy he used to learn Angular from me some 1 or 2 years back. He joined a startup. There were some 20 or 20 people working in a company.
Uh-huh.
That was a payment company. So one of the employee, what did he do? That company had some around 15 or 20 lakh in the wallet.
Wallet
In
of what?
wallet, there was some 20 to 25 lakh.
Wallet of what?
Uh,
Paytm wallet or which wallet?
I don't know what wallet.
Okay.
I didn't try to understand much. What he told, somebody hacked the amount, so they had to close the startup.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Hmm. Because in startup, what happens? They used to share credentials through WhatsApp, through Gmail,
Yeah, yeah,
through
yeah.
phone call, through
Yes.
different mediums.
They don't bother at all. Even few, three, four people are using same credentials in the laptop.
Mhm. They share the credentials in Slack, WhatsApp, mail, in a phone call. That costed a lot to them. Okay. So did we learn how to build Angular project and how to deploy?
Yes, sir.
yes.
Yeah. If we want to do from the scratch, we can do it step by step. Create one Angular project called project one. Build the Angular project by using this command. Create a new GitHub repository even if you don't have a GitHub repository at all. In your project folder, initialize Git and link to the remote repository. Git init, git add, git commit, git branch, git remote, git push. So all these things you have to do. So this is for them, those who already have a repository in GitHub, and the project is already, the local project is already synced with GitHub repository. This is for them, those who don't have a project, they don't have a GitHub repo. So please follow either these steps or these steps and make your project live. Tomorrow we will continue with unit testing.
By any chance, have you pushed the changes in GitHub, the actual
No,
code?
I think I missed.
I think you
Let
missed
me
for
check.
last 3 days.
I'll do it now. Yeah, there are 25 changes.
তো 10টা ক্লাস শেষ হচ্ছে না রমজান এমনি
It's done. It is just a matter of 1 minute, but I don't know why I don't do it. Yeah, it's done.
Lazy loading. Yeah, I got it.
Whenever whenever demand comes. Can you confirm if the files are
Yes,
there?
yeah, it's got. We got it.
Okay, good.
না না নেই এখানটায়
If you don't provide us this notebook, the Angular 11 notes, we could have
Mhm.
assumed that it's done. We are done few days back.
How? I mean, you are following that
Yes.
notes, and these
Yeah.
notes tell you where we are, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
notes you are also updating now, please commit that also.
Yeah, yeah.
Please commit this note, sir.
I'm actually not seeing your current note, the very initial one that you said. Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that has, I think, 90% of the things. Only 5% I would have changed.
Because sometimes I also keep modified your notes to make some uh, more notes.
Haha, good.
And sir, in your repo that sprite image is there, like in the
Yeah, it's there.
if I search in your name and sign the repository
Yes, yes.
HTML,
The
na?
repo name is CSS.
CSS. Okay, okay.
If it is not there, just let me know in WhatsApp. I'll
Yeah,
share
yeah,
with
sure.
you. Yeah, even the notes and programs files are pushed.
Yeah, thank you.
Please push the changes.
It's
Sanjay,
done.
debugging also topic left right now.
Yeah, we'll discuss.
Okay.
Just remind me, huh?
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Failed. Why it failed now? What should I do now?
4
Okay,
minutes.
I'll do git pull. Yeah, done. Yeah, we are nearing to the end of the training. We have to stop, guys. It is going to touch 3 months.
Yeah,
What
oh
is the
God.
usual time, sir? Like the
I ideally take not less than 2 months. Most of the batches get over in 2 or 2 month, 1 week, something like that. 2 month,
I,
2 weeks
I,
sometimes.
this batch is
when they say 45 days, they mean 2 months, right? or 45 days, including Sundays and Saturday?
বন্ধ করো একটু একটু বন্ধ করো।
The answer
Good.
is fun. The answer is funny. The answer is in Naresh, you pick any training, you will find only one figure, that is 45 days.
Yeah.
Okay, that's ends up in exact
Yeah, I
number
was
of days.
thinking of doing some Spring Boot training. That's why I asked, like,
2 months, huh?
45.
You
Okay.
go for any training in Naresh, it is 2 months.
Okay.
And you see here, every training, it is mentioned 45 days. 45 days, 45 days, 45 days. Yeah, this is the only one where you see 3 months, remaining all 45 days. Do you see?
Yeah, maximum
This is
3 months.
just
Okay,
a number.
Sanjay, one suggestion can you give whose session for the Spring Boot and microservices will be good?
For microservice and Spring Boot, there is only one person, Vijay Kumar.
Vijay Kumar.
Okay, okay. He's the only one. Okay.
Hmm.
So how is it? Like it's also for 45 days. Is it good? Anyone
Two
attended?
months. Two
Okay.
months. Anyone attended Spring Boot class?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How many?
How long it takes?
3 months.
3 months.
3 months. Okay, okay, no
Yeah,
problem. That is not an issue. But is it
Hmm.
worthy?
I use deep explanation, very deep.
Very deep
Then,
explanation.
yeah,
Okay, okay. Like
you will
whoever is
learn one
working.
time to working to companies is no any problems.
Okay, okay. Means who are working in company for them it will be useful. You mean to say?
Yeah, very useful
Okay,
things.
okay, okay. Thank you.
Spring Boot means the Java, right?
Ah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Java.
Java,
Ha.
Java. Yes.
Because I'm learn this Spring Boot. I'm now is working to my company is Spring Boot only.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. No, my
Do
thing
we
is
need
I'm
to,
already working in Spring Boot and microservices. I for like interview preparation I want to take one course, brush up kind of thing. So that's why
Yeah,
I'm suggesting from that perspective. So will it be good?
yeah. It is a very good explanation. Every day
Okay.
classes for 1 hours.
Okay, okay, cool.
Purchase.
At what
I
time he is taking 9 p.m.
9
9
10,
p.m.
9
I
10,
think
9.
5 days in a week. There will be five classes in a
Oh.
Same
week.
like you.
No, no, Sanjay
Yeah,
sir
yeah,
said
same
6 days.
classes.
6 days. Okay, okay,
Mine is 6 days. Uh,
okay.
Here
For
you will
in
get
Saturday,
5 days
Sunday only be
class.
there.
Yeah.
Those who are attending, maybe they can give more information. But as for my knowledge, Spring Boot is 5 days, right? Is it 5 days?
5 day means
Monday
In
to Friday or
Saturday
Monday
also
to
it will be
Saturday?
there. Yeah.
Monday to Saturday. Only Sunday is
Oh
holiday.
my God,
Oh.
Oh,
everyone is
okay,
like
okay,
Sanjay
good.
sir. Everyone is like Sanjay sir.
No, 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 no. There are a lot of classes where you will see 5 day.
Hmm.
Uh,
Like Akash
But
don't take class on
if
Saturday,
it
Sunday.
any important topic, will Sunday also take the classes.
Oh my God.
Akash,
He's
Monday to
not giving the
Friday.
Monday to
permission
Friday.
anyone.
Akash enjoys on weekend.
Great.
You want to learn something, sacrifice something.
When you will start your another class, just asking. That is, you will take some gap or there is just finishing this only next day you will start.
I don't know. Actually, they have recently started lot of batches.
Hmm.
They have started a batch with Srinu.
React,
Uh, this
React,
batch
right?
I should have taken 8
Srinu.
p.m. There was a batch, right? I don't know. I think that is released today.
Okay.
8 p.m. there was a batch started. That time I was not free.
Hmm.
Whenever the next demand will come, that will come to me,
That will be
not
Node.js,
immediately.
Node.js only, right?
Sir, is Angular also giving the certificates? These classes.
They will give course completion certificate, uh,
Yeah,
but it will be of no use. I mean, in the certificate only it will be written that so and so person attended so and so training from so and so date. That's
yeah,
all.
yes. Because I'm going to another site, then I'll show the fees receipt, then giving the certificate.
Ha.
They
If you're
take offline classes also, not SIT.
Huh?
Not SIT take offline classes also.
Yeah, because I'm Hyderabad high tech city.
Hmm.
I'm in job, so I'm first time in full stack Java courses in purchase in Naris IT. So I'm wearing this Naris IT. So then I'll go for Naris IT to
Oh,
purchase
okay,
the
okay.
certificates.
No, no, I'm
You
asking like
attending physical class also?
physical
Yeah,
class
yeah,
also. Okay,
yeah.
Oh,
good.
whose physical class? Spring Boot?
Physical, no, no, physical class. Spring Boot is not a physical class. Spring Boot
Online
is only
class.
online. Yeah. So
Okay, okay.
only physical class and core Java, advanced Java, yeah, and Oracle
There are
and
some
Okay.
Pega softwares
HTML.
there. I heard about my college days. That was the
Is it
Java.
an
Which is
Amirpet?
currently in
Yeah, yeah,
DevOps.
Amirpet.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Sally, you
So
also in
Sanjay,
Hyderabad or
No,
I'm
Sanjay
in
is from
Bangalore.
Bangalore. Yeah.
okay. I'm thinking Hyderabad.
No, I'm in Bangalore.
so Sanjay, I see here there are many banking projects. They are still in Angular JS. So does it mean they are not upgrading their project to Angular or Angular version, or
No, they
Angular
cannot
is
They are
separate?
upgrade.
still in Angular JS.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, because
there
Sanjay, they
there are
cannot they
many
cannot
projects.
upgrade it so easily
It
because
will be
someone is
impossible
They
now.
cannot
already.
upgrade. They have to
Uh,
rewrite. That is the
yes,
problem.
yes.
Yeah.
The
Angular
thing
JS
is,
and Angular.
the thing is, it's same with my organization also. Like if you go for banking, telecom, drastical change cannot happen. For insurance and all, it can happen. But telecom and banking, these two sectors, now suddenly they cannot change. If technology comes, they cannot adopt it because there will be so many users. They're already using. System is stable. 1 minute or 1 second also, if system will go down, the $1 million will be on loss, so that's why they
Yeah,
won't do it.
correct.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
after this many days struggle, you won't believe my thing was developed in applet and servlet. You can imagine, right, how much old technology it is. Applet, I don't even know how to write the code in applet. Okay, and we are now means porting it to React.js. Now, as IE is not supporting any plugins, so we have to do. In this situation, we do, but otherwise we won't do. That's the thing.
Because I think Angular and Spring Boot combination is very good. So I think it's a lot of banking project to develop Angular and Spring Boot because integration problem is not very big.
Not
Only
very
one
good.
annotation you fire and whatever the port number will run, so same only thing will integrate in Spring Boot. I will give the URL and API, whatever the Angular person will do, no issue. So that is a very easy according to another frontend.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as Alok told, if the project is already there in Angular JS, it is a threat to the project. It's good to migrate as soon as possible because they will not get any support from Angular team. Angular JS will not support lot of libraries. All those limitations they have to. I mean, they have to live with all these limitations.
the biggest Bank of America, is still using Angular JS.
Yeah, because
Uh-huh.
I'm working one bank, Diamond Trust Bank in America, and Kenya Bank. There are 4, 5 banks. So he's only use Angular.
Now, Angular, which version? That
Angular, I
matters.
think 9 or 10. I think.
That is
That
so
is still
fine.
Yeah.
fine. Anything after Angular 2 is okay. If you are
Yeah.
using Angular JS, you are too old. You are not
Yeah.
using TypeScript. You are not using CLI. You know, in Angular JS, you cannot create a file just by running a command. And the project setup, you have to create manually.
Yeah, but Angular JS we had a project with TypeScript also. I mean, I had migrated one project Angular 1 to
That
Angular
is
8.
in Angular JS 1.6,
Correct.
1.6 above.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
migrated use TypeScript. But yes, we need to do lots of things to migrate from 1 to 8.
Sir, we migrated from 13 to 15. It was painful still from 13
Now
to
imagine, from 13 to 15, if it is painful, now imagine if somebody wants to migrate from Angular JS to
Yeah.
some
JS to
latest
TS is
Angular,
impossible.
it will be kind of rewrite. Not kind of, it is rewrite only.
And yeah. Only business logic you need to understand and again
Yeah.
reconstruct everything.
Hello, Sanjay, one question.
Huh.
Actually, I wanted to join AWS or Azure. Which one is better? You can say.
It, see, We have lot of cloud technologies nowadays. It all depends. Uh, your company is using which cloud? Are they using AWS cloud or Microsoft cloud or Google cloud?
ভাই ঢোকার কুবারনেটিসের দামও প্রচুর।
I feel most of
হাজার
the
টাকা দাম।
projects are going with AWS
হাজার টাকা।
or Azure. Should choose either one. AWS is the most used one, as per my knowledge.
Okay, if I
So
learn AWS, is it
অবলাস মাস্টার
is it easy to learn the Azure?
দেখাচ্ছে এখানে।
It will be easy. You will be able to understand the configuration, the terminologies and all. The concepts terminologies remain same everywhere. Only the configuration steps will be different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, AWS and Azure both are doing parallel. Both are, is the most used cloud services as of now. But for .NET developer, I'll prefer Azure over AWS. But if you learn any of the cloud services, either Azure or AWS or Google or whatever it is, the concept is same everywhere. The function, the resources, the resource manager, everywhere it's the same name, same concept.
Okay. What is Azure and Azure DevOps? Could you please scroll down some? Or it is
Azure DevOps is kinds of engineering thing. You want to automate your deployment, you want to automate your compilation, your integration. So Azure DevOps is a kind of
ওই HTML
management.
জাভাস্ক্রিপ্ট সে শেখে 2000 টাকা।
as a developer, we need to learn Azure.
As a developer, you don't need to learn Azure DevOps, but you need to learn when you be a team leader or an architect kinds of role in your project, because you need to manage your source code, your
আমার
compile
যেমন দরকার
code,
পড়েছে বলে আমি
your
ভাবছি।
the continuous development and continuous integration through the Azure
HTML
DevOps. You need to create some pipeline. So it's an engineering thing. How you are managing your source code to the deployment and to the end of the production cycle.
তারা
You're
মাসে 5 টাকা
managing
বেশি মাইনে
everything.
দিতে পারে না। সেরকম এরা টাইপের কোর্স দেখেছে 3 মাসে 2
See,
মাসে।
we have our Angular source code. We are running ng-build command. That ng-build is generating a dist folder. That dist folder we are deploying in a server. So do you think we do all these things manually? No. For
No.
all these things, there will be script written. Every
Yes.
time somebody commits a code, that script will run. So,
Yes.
if you learn this Azure DevOps, you will create the wiring. That wiring you have to create.
So whatever Sanjay teaches today, that is part of DevOps. How you are managing your source code to deploy into the production.
Okay. And what will be come with AWS, or they will teach us both the things?
They will teach mainly on creating a server, how much RAM you will allocate over there, how much memory will be, what are the database it will have. Like now we are deploying in a GitHub, right? Now you need a server, right? And how can you scale the server when Virat Kohli is batting? That time, crores of people are watching Hotstar. So Hotstar is not, destroying the UI, right? So there is some scalability approaches there, some horizontal scaling or vertical scaling. What will you do depending on the approach? These all things they will teach in the AWS, like creating server.
Right. Mhm. So they will
Again,
teach you
down
what is data set. Yeah, what Arvind is saying, that is absolutely right. So they will teach you what the data center is, how the data is stored in different location, how to manage your resources, your data center or your program, your data, your storage location, storage manager. So it's all about the you need to know what's there in the Azure. And Azure DevOps, you are going to implement how you are automating the things.
Okay, got it.
You are a .NET guy, no?
Yes.
And go with MS Azure. You use Microsoft products only.
Yeah, in our company it is using AWS.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Then
Then
go
then
with
you are
then
using
switch to
AWS.
this
But in
But in
future,
without
future,
like
any
if
like
doubt.
my
I plan to
plan to
change the
change
cloud,
the
Is this
is this
Anil
Anil
Prajapati?
Prajapati?
Netaji.
Netaji.
Netaji. Okay,
Netaji. Okay,
Netaji.
Netaji.
Netaji, have
Netaji,
you
have you
used
used
Jenkins in
Jenkins in
your
your
project?
project?
Yes,
Invest in
yes.
your
No,
future.
that is
That is
same
same
like
like
DevOps
DevOps
only.
only.
If you
If you
people
people
just
just
build,
build,
it
it
will
will
Yes, yes,
deploy.
sir. It will
deploy.
the
Build the
application and
application and
deploy.
Correct,
correct,
correct.
correct.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
and we are
And we are
using
using
Cloud
cloud
Bits
bits
as
as
well.
well.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
So
So
someone
someone
made the
made the
pipeline for
pipeline
you.
for you.
That's why
That's
you
why
when
you
you
when you
click on
click on
build,
build,
Correct, correct.
everything
everything
is
is
happening
happening
automatically.
automatically.
Yes,
Right.
So
So
yes,
someone
someone
built it.
built it.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
So it
So
is
it is
already
already
built,
built,
but when
but
you
when you
join
join
a
a
new,
new,
if you
if
have
you
to
have
create
to
a
create a
new
new
configuration,
configuration,
that is
that
the
is the
challenging
challenging
point.
part.
Correct,
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 correct.
correct. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
actually we
Actually,
are
we are
using the
using the
existing
existing
build
Yeah.
cloud.
yeah.
When we
When
are
we are
using the
using the existing
existing
uh,
configuration, we
configuration, we
just have to
just have
click
to
the
click the
button.
button.
If
If
Yes,
something
something
fails, we
fails,
have
we
to
have to
find the
find
error
the error
message and
message and
fix it.
fix it.
No,
No,
just
just
create the
create the
component
component
and
and
CSS is
CSS is
done.
done.
yes,
Yes.
Component
Component
services and
services and
CSS.
CSS.
It's
It's
done.
done.
Coming to the DevOps and all, na, like recently, as I mentioned, I need to do some Docker Kubernetes things without any prior knowledge. So I found a very good YouTube channel. So like group two that I just shared to the share, open in the right tab.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
This
It's
guy
It's
open
is
open
here.
awesome,
here.
you know. I mean, his teaching style, if you talk about the content he's covering up in the DevOps, all the DevOps related content maximum, if you see the playlist. So I just learned few things, the Docker, how Docker works, Kubernetes works. The playlist, he has each and everything related to DevOps. But definitely not like a paid course, but free things you can spare some time and get it if someone is interested.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
can
can
share it
share
with
it with
everyone
everyone
else.
else.
Which is
Which
the
is
one?
the one?
This is the
This is
one.
the one.
The playlist you see there will be some virtualization. You just scroll down, little down. Yeah, DevOps tutorial. You can see Hindi, Urdu like that. No? Right? Yeah, first one. Yeah, I have watched that virtualization tutorial. Left, middle row, left one. Middle row. Yeah. This row, left one, left side.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. There is 7 videos. They said that just watch 2 videos before coming to the DevOps. If you don't need that much of concept, but I just watched 2 videos how the virtualization is meant for, how it is actually working and all. Then DevOps, like Docker, Kubernetes, and how to wire those things using Argo workflow and all. Everything written over there. But it again depends on project to project. Definitely paid course will be much better, but this is something popularity. I mean, things are there.
Yeah, to
Yeah,
get
to
some
get some
minimum
minimum
knowledge, we
knowledge, we
can
Yeah,
go
can
yeah.
through
go through
Basic
this.
this.
knowledge. Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
In
In
pre
pre,
Netaji
Netaji
was
was
not
not
covering all
covering
the
all the
parts.
parts.
No, I
No,
didn't
I
get
didn't
you.
Whenever
get
Can
you.
you
if
Can
your
you, if your
project is
project is
using
using
AWS, try
AWS,
to
try
learn
to learn
AWS
AWS
only.
only.
And
And
later, if
later,
you
if you
want to
want
move
to
to
move to
Azure, it
Azure,
will be
it will
very
be very
easy for
easy
you.
for you.
Because
Okay.
Because
once you
once you
have the
have the
AWS
AWS
portal, you
portal, you
can
can
track
track
this.
this.
And
And
otherwise,
otherwise, other
if you are
if you are
not
not
practicing
practicing
cloud,
cloud,
you
you
cannot even
cannot even
pass the
pass the
exam.
exam.
Okay.
Okay.
So if my project don't have AWS and I need to practice cloud, I have to buy something and practice alone. I mean,
I
No,
don't
I don't
know
know
about
about
AWS, but
AWS,
for
but for
Azure, there
Azure,
is
there is
30
30
days
days
trial.
trial.
You
You
can
can
use, you can
you can
register one
register
of
one
your
of your
email,
email,
get 30
get 30
days,
days,
and use
and use
another
another
email
email
to get
to get
another 30
another 30
days.
days.
But I
for
For
don't know
AWS
about
AWS
also it
also,
is
it
the
is the
same.
same.
It is the
It is the
same.
okay.
same.
So
okay.
you
So
can
you
give
can
your
give your
card
card
details.
details.
From
From
card
card
details, they
details,
will
they will
deduct
deduct
only two
only two
rupees,
rupees,
and you
and
can
you can
practice for
practice for
1 month.
1 month.
Okay. After
And I
that, I
And I
need to
believe there
believe
are
show.
there are
some
some
services which
services
is
which
free
is free
forever.
forever.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
guys.
guys.
Let's
Let's
close the
close the
session
session
here.
here.
We'll
We'll
see
see
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Sas. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you.
Good
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 night.
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 Good
Bye.
night. Bye.
See you tomorrow.
কিছু কিছু সেশনে ভালো কস্টলি আছে ভাই।
এখানে কম কস্টলি, তুমি একবার আসো কয়েকদিন ওয়েবসাইটটা খুলে নেবে। সানলাইটটা তো অত কিছু দেখা যাচ্ছে, আমারটা কিন্তু অত কিছু দেখা যাচ্ছে।